The advantage you'll never have. Your therapy costs $200 per session. Your boss, who grew up in the 1970s, never been once, and somehow handles more stress in a week than you do in a month. Here's the part nobody talks about. There's a generation walking around with brain wiring we can't replicate. Not because they're smarter, because their childhood accidentally programmed advantages into their neurology that are now impossible to develop. Everything we think made their childhood dangerous actually made them unbreakable, and scientists just cracked the code. The day parents stopped watching. Saturday, 1977. You're 8 years old. Your mom hands you cereal and says 5 words. Home before the street lights, kiddo. No, where are you going? No phone, no tracking, just freedom until dark. You disappear for 10 hours. Woods, quarry, abandoned house, 7-Eleven 2 miles away. She knows none of this. You roll up at dusk, dirty and alive. She asks one question. Did you have fun? Do that today? Amber Alert. By 2 p.m. parents arrested by dinner. Neuroscientists found those 10-hour disappearances built environmental navigation intelligence in their prefrontal cortex, the ability to assess, adapt, and survive without external guidance. That coworker who stays calm when everything's on fire, that's a 1970s brain. Their neurons learned by age 10, nobody's coming. You are the solution. We learned the opposite. Problem? Text mom. Lost? Check GPS. Our backup plan is always external. Theirs is internal. The Harvard experiment nobody expected. Harvard runs a test. 2 groups, Gen Z adults and 1970s kids now in their 50s. The task? Sit alone for 3 hours. No phone, no TV, no books, just you and your thoughts. Gen Z, 89% had severe anxiety within 45 minutes. Several quit. 1970s group, comfortable. Some called it nice. The researchers were stunned. The 1970s brains had developed solitude tolerance, a neural pathway that makes being alone feel safe, not threatening. Our brains never built it. We went from mom supervision to phone supervision. We've never been truly alone. That's why we scroll at red lights, sleep with Netflix on, treat silence like drowning. They sit in silence like it's a warm bath. Different operating system. The fall that built fearlessness. Oak tree, 30 feet tall. You're 10. Your brain calculates, can I climb that? Nobody stops you. No warning sign, no helmet. You climb. Higher, higher. 20 feet up, the branch cracks. You fall, hit 3 branches, land hard. Wind knocked out. 30 seconds of terror. Then air rushes back. Nothing broken, just scraped to hell. You limp home. Your dad looks at you. You alive? Yeah? You gonna climb that tree again? Yeah, but not that branch. He nods, back to his newspaper. Consequence-based learning. 300% more effective than instruction-based learning. You didn't learn trees are dangerous. You learned which branches hold weight, your body's limits. Fear as information, not a stop sign. By age 12, they had threat assessment abilities that take us years of therapy to develop. We got bubble-wrapped and became scared. They broke bones and became braver when feelings had nowhere to go. Michael says you can't play in front of everyone. That spike of rejection burns. You bike home, lie on your bed. The shame sits in your throat. Can't text anyone. Can't post a story. Can't scroll it away. The phone's attached to the kitchen wall, and so you sit there with the feeling, like sitting with fire. It burns, and slowly it fades. By dinner, you're okay. Not because someone validated you, because you learned feelings pass. This happened hundreds of times. Bad grade, betrayal, embarrassment. Each time you sat with it. Each time it passed. Stanford called it emotional tolerance training. It changed their limbic system permanently. When bad things happen to them now, they think, this feels bad. It'll pass. It always does. When bad things happen to us, immediate intervention. Text someone. Buy something. Scroll something. They have 10,000 hours sitting with pain. We have 10,000 hours avoiding it. The show that rewired their dopamine. Thursday, 8 p.m. You've waited all week. Your show is on. The episode is perfect. Then right at the climax, credits. To be continued. You yell at the TV. The need to know is physical. Next Thursday, 168 hours away. No streaming, no YouTube, no fan theories. Just burning curiosity for 7 days. Their dopamine system learned. Anticipation is pleasure. Video buffers 3 seconds. We're annoyed. Package takes 2 days? Obsessively tracking. Text unanswered for an hour? We assume we're ignored. They can save for retirement, build businesses that take years, delay gratification for massive wins. We can't wait for a web page to load. And the wiring happened before age 15. Can't reprogram that. The playground with no referees. Tommy pushed you yesterday. Today he's at the park. Your stomach tightens. No adults handling this. Your problem? You watch him laughing with other kids, not thinking about yesterday. You join the game. He passes you the ball. It's fine. Over. Then Jessica and Sarah are fighting. Sarah's crying. Jessica's yelling. Everyone's frozen. You read it in seconds. Jessica's embarrassed. Sarah's hurt, but wants to stay. Pick sides, someone leaves. Ignore it. You call it kickball. Sarah, you're captain. Jessica, you're captain. Pick teams. The fight dissolves. You just navigated group dynamics at age 9 that corporate teams pay consultants $10,000 to learn. Nobody refereed your friendships. You learned humans by watching humans. Micro expressions, tone shifts, power dynamics. We learned social skills from screens. They read rooms. We read captions. That's why they dominate interviews, negotiations, leadership, dating. The only generation in 2 worlds. The 1970s generation is the only one in history living fully in both worlds. They remember rotary phones, encyclopedias, waiting, boredom, silence. But they adapted, learned computers, smartphones, apps, streaming. Watch them with their phone. Intentional checks, batched responses, hours without touching it. Watch us. Phantom vibrations, panic at 20%, mid-conversation scrolling. They control their attention. We gave ours away. They read books for hours, hold eye contact in conversation, focus without fracturing. We can't sit through a 10-minute video without checking our phone. Algorithms rewired our attention span. You are your own rescue. When life breaks, they don't. When plans fail, they pivot. When they're alone, they're comfortable. When nothing's certain, they move anyway. They carry this quiet voice. I'll figure it out. Not affirmation, fact. Because they've been proving it since age 7. We carry different voices. What if I fail? What if I can't handle it? Let me ask Reddit first. Their confidence is internal, built from surviving 10,000 small challenges alone. Ours is external, borrowed from likes and reassurance. Here's the deepest difference. They learned by age 10. You're enough, alone, without validation, without help, without answers, just you. And that's sufficient. We're still trying to learn that lesson. Still looking outside ourselves for proof we're capable. They don't need that. Because every afternoon they came home to an empty house and fed themselves and managed their time, they proved it. You are your own rescue. That's not a motivational quote. That's what they know in their bones. And you can't change your childhood, can't rewire your brain, can't become them. The neural pathways form before age 15. The window closed, but you can understand what happened. And that changes everything. Every time you feel anxious being alone, you'll know it's not weakness, it's programming. Your brain never learned solitude feels safe. Every time you want instant results, you'll know it's your dopamine system, trained by autoplay and prime delivery. Every time you reach for your phone from boredom, you'll know it's conditioning from a childhood that never let you sit with emptiness. You're not broken. You're optimized for a different game. They were forged in independence, silence, consequence, and patience. That created resilience, self-reliance, and unshakable confidence. We were forged in safety, connection, information, and convenience. That created collaboration, creativity, and empathy. Both have value. But right now, in 2026, in a world drowning in chaos and uncertainty, their skills are winning. So start small. Sit with discomfort for 5 minutes instead of scrolling. Take a risk without Googling if it's safe first. Be alone for an afternoon without filling it, not to become them, but to prove to yourself what they already know. You'll figure it out. You always do. You just forgot because someone's always been there to remind you. The 1970s generation didn't have that luxury, so they became their own rescue. One unsupervised afternoon at a time, one scraped knee at a time, one uncomfortable silence at a time. They built themselves from scratch, without instructions. And deep down, under all our protection and connection and convenience, we can too. We just have to remember, the discomfort isn't the problem. It's the training.